Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the selling of the Mercenary. Yes, I want to sell the Mercenary to you as a hero, as the hero that you want, that you need, that never ever let you down. I know there has been a lot of debate which one is the best hero. Some say go for the warrior and then make him a berserker, a pure warrior. Some others say, well, no, better go for the mage and then make him a real pure mage so that he can cast 2 times. Others say, no, do some combinations. For example, I like the warrior mage combination, the Dark Knight, because he was able to drain life from his slain enemies and he was able to buff himself into oblivion. Some others say, well, no, the commander is absolutely outstanding because he's able to field a lot of high-level units and is still able to pay them, because having the high-level units is one thing, paying them is another thing. But I say, you're all wrong. Your ideas are not bad, but you're all wrong, because the most powerful, the best combination you should take is the Mercenary. Now you ask, Boris, what is the Mercenary exactly? The Mercenary is the combination of a scout and a warrior. So that brings us to the question, why combine at all? Most people say go pure. For example, pure warrior, go berserk, because he's getting round attack, he's getting berserk. But once and for all, round attack only works if you have something to round attack. You need some enemies, and mostly when you're against a lot of guys, you're in trouble, even with the warrior. And if you're not in trouble by killing them, you're in trouble for repairing and paying your gear afterwards. Or you say you go for the berserk thing. Well, you can get berserk from weapons. There is no need to waste a warrior for that, or an entire class for that. And as for the abilities themselves, for example, when you make a pure mage, you're able to cast 2 times. But that does not mean you can cast more often than others, because you have a limited number of spell slots. It just means you can cast 2 times. For example, you can cast vulnerability on someone to lower his defenses and then blast him off with a combat spell, or take him over with a control spell, something like that. That is all nice, but that's very costly in gems as well. So, or for example, the warrior mage combination, very, very nice, because he gets resistance, and resistance is hard to get for a warrior, and he's able to buff himself into oblivion by stone skin, magic armor, magic weapon, all that stuff. The main problem here is it costs you gems like nothing else, and you have to have the spells to make this work. To make a good warrior, you need extremely well weapons. A warrior is based on armor and weapons. A mage is based on spells. A commander is based on troops, because what good is it to have a commander when you don't have high-level units? Because then his main ability, and that is not to buff them, but it is +1 or +2 to their attack and defense, it's the ability to lower their cost. Because when you look at it, let's have a look at the high-level units and their payment. I don't have that many, but I have some at least. Yeah, 120 gold. Let's have 2 of them. It's 240 gold and a lot of gems. Well, not that lot of gems, but you get my point, yeah? This reduced by 50% makes a lot. Or the war elephant. Or, we're not even talking about mercenaries here. I mean, look at the costs. Simply look at the costs, and you get my point. And the commander is able to reduce that cost by half, if he's fully trained. So you ask, Boris, now you've talked about that. Where is the point of the mercenary? The mercenary is a scout. Nobody plays scout. Why? First of all, the scout is a very good starting hero. I'm still in that opinion. Yes, I know warrior is better in most parts because he can become independent faster. But, and there is the point, but a scout is a pretty heavy and pretty good starting combination with the swordsman. Why? Because you will need ranged weapons in the beginning in your army, because when you go up against other ranged fighters, or if you go up against elves, or if you go up against shamans and mages and that kind of stuff, you will need someone to tick them down over distance. Now, you could take a warrior and, for example, 3 of these dudes. But first and for all, that'll cost you a lot of upkeep. Second, these guys do not do a lot of damage, and they die absolutely horrifically fast. In the other way around, if you take a scout, and then you take 3 of these guys, it's 1/4 cheaper per unit. They have an excellent defense rating and attack rating and life points. So while this unit here is very, very hard to keep alive and kicking and doing damage because of the ranged resistance or ranged defense of many units, this unit here is not. That's the reason I always take swordsmen. They never let you down. They can hold up themselves against almost anything in tier 1 and against something in tier 2. Bowmans will not do that. Bowmans will die against everything in tier 2 and against most things in tier 1. So, with that being said, the scout is a cheap, powerful bowman in the beginning. What else makes the scout good? Well, the scout has the ability to scout, obviously, which speeds up province exploration. Never forget, this game has 2 modes. It has the combat mode and it has the overall campaign mode. Well, province mode, we could say. And the warrior sucks at that because he has no ability to bring in here. The mage sucks at that because he has no ability to bring in here. The commander sucks because he has only 2 abilities, because that is the movement, of course, and the ability to reduce the upkeep. But besides that, he sucks as well. The scout, however, has several abilities that work on the overland map. One of them is pathfinding. He can move over every terrain, and so can his army. And so can his army. Remember that one. So, he's not only getting faster, mobility +1 on the overall campaign map, he's also getting faster on the battlefield. And with the ability to ignore terrain, he's becoming even more mobile. For example, you can speed up a warrior quite well. You can take a warrior and make him relatively fast by giving him the bonus to movement and the force march ability. But for one, that will reduce his stamina. And second, if he starts going up and down hills, woods and swarms, he will not be that mobile after all. This guy, however, will be. The scout will be. Then we have the looting ability, which means we get more gems, more gold, more items. Wonderful. Absolutely outstanding. That's what we're doing, all this stuff. We're not killing ogres because we don't like fat guys. We kill them because they have loot. And this means even more loot. So, what else is good about the scout? Well, the scouts can use shields, close combat weapons, and ranged weapons. So no slot is wasted. For example, with the warrior, 2 slots are always wasted. These 2. Unless you go for a mage, then you can put a sphere and a mage stick there. Or when you have a commander, these 2 slots are wasted unless you get yourself a scout combination or a mage combination. The scout wastes nothing. And whenever you find something in a game that wastes nothing, booyah, there you go. What else is great about the scout? The scout is getting this little thing here, reaction, which increases his range defense, his resistance, his defense, and his speed. So it's overall buff. Wonderful. Later on, he will learn the ability to poison and false alarm. If that is so, that is very costly. I would not call that a real benefit, but it's okay. Now, I've been talking a lot about the scout. Why the scout warrior combination? But, well, first, he's able to wear heavy armor and heavy weapons, which means he's good in close combat and good at ranged combat. Second, he's getting the ability to regenerate. Never underestimate regeneration, because that will help your hero to heal and recover fast from battles. Because battles never go as they should unless they're absolutely certain to win. And even then, things tend to go messy. He will get combat abilities. Now you say, Boris, if you go for a real weapon master, he will become a much better warrior. Yes, but count it together. It's 4 points. It's 4 points that you get simply by being a basic warrior. You only get 4 points more if you put your life to it, you could say. So only level 4 and level 5 are restricted to the warrior. The rest can be learned by a crossover character class. You get 3 points in resistance. Combined with the resistance you get from here, 1 and 2, that is 5 resistance. Oh boy, is that great. And you've got 1 resistance from basic. So a warrior scout combination can have a basic resistance without any items of 6. Now, isn't that great? As for defenses, yes, you can get 3 more defenses when you make a pure warrior, but actually he gets 2 ranged defense and 1 normal defense from being a scout as well. So you're not missing that much. You're missing actually about 50%. But still, it's 455. That's absolutely perfect. That's good. That's good enough for most things in the beginning. And it's a good base to build on. Now comes the real killer. The combination of scout and warrior will give you a lot of life points. It will give you a lot of stamina. And you'll be able to equip a lot of weapons. You'll be able to learn a decent amount of spells, not outstandingly high, but good enough to get the job done. You have acceptable troop contingents with you, but mainly it will mean that you're able to pepper the enemy down in ranged combat and then finish him off in close combat without any problems. You have the ability to ignore the enemy's ranged defense. You can get the ability, if you'd go from the warrior pass, to ignore the enemy's defenses by precise strike, and you have the ability, or you have the possibility, to gain parry, which is nice as well. Now you say, Boris, that's a lot of talking, but what is the mercenary itself? Because every character class has a special. For example, if you take a warrior mage combination, you get Dark Knight, which means you drain life from fallen enemies. It's not life drain, it's from dead people, not just hitting them, sadly. Or, for example, if you go for the combination of, I think it is Scout and Commander, then all your ranged troops get a bonus to their range damage, which is kind of nice, unless you find someone who's not interested in range damage at all. But that's, for example, it's great. It's great. So what does the Mercenary get? Well, he gets the best of all. Not only is this the best character combination, because it combines close combat and ranged combat, and you can get all your gear. This guy can wear almost every useful gear in the game, besides spheres, banners, and magic sticks. Everything else he can wear. He's able to regenerate, he's able to scout, he's able to move extremely fast on the campaign map, over swamps with his army, whatever you like, he moves over it pretty quickly. I mean, just look at the mobility. Outstanding. Outstanding. This guy can travel around, well, I cannot see that now because the map here is too small for me in the beginning, but you get my point. This guy is mobile on the campaign map. He's mobile on the combat map as well. And 5 is not the same 5 with a warrior, for example, because a warrior with 5 movement points can move only, for example, up a hill for 3 and then not even one more hill if it has to be. He can move in a hill, up a hill, and then into a wood, for example. This guy here can move through 5 woods, through 5 swamps, and through 5 hills if he has to. And that means he can always attack the enemy from behind. But I want to talk about the Mercenary. Oh boys, read this. Finds 100% more gold and gems while searching location. And that's what we do all the time. Clearing a dungeon, cutting down a fairy tree, taking out a bandit's hideout, finding a treasure chest, whatever your heroes do, this guy will find 100% more gold and gems while searching the locations. Unbelievable. This is an absolutely outstanding boost. No matter if you're in the beginning of a map or when you transfer it from another shot, or if you're in the end of the map, this guy will find the stuff you need. Twice edge must go from completing quest. If you're a quest guy, I'm not, that is absolutely wonderful. Can move and act in the same turn without spending additional stamina, which is great because that means he can move and attack, move up a hill and attack, and he's not spending additional stamina. That is absolutely outstanding. That's wonderful. That's great. That means with 35 stamina, he can do things that others cannot do with 70 stamina. Absolutely outstanding. He can keep moving. Well, we keep that for the rest because that's the real killer. Speed is increased by 2. Wonderful, that's the reason he moves 5. Initiative is increased by 3, which is absolutely important for every character, because that means you're faster than the enemy is. Plus 6 initiative. That is absolutely important, because if the enemy can cast before you do, if the enemy can strike before you do, if the enemy can move before you do, you are in trouble in big and dangerous fights. Vampires, for example, or that kind of stuff. Really, really dangerous. And now we come to the rear killer. He can keep moving after making a melee or ranged attack. Ah, I can see your gears in your heads moving. Yes, yes. That means he can attack and then go back. That means he can shoot and then he can run away. But you still not get the real point. Casting is a movement action. Don't believe me? I'll show you. We just go here into the clerics. Rubies remain. This is absolutely basic equipment that we're using here. Normally we could not go up against these guys. Not with a warrior and not with anyone else unless we have a real big army, because they have guardsmen, they have clerics, they have wizards, they have monks. They will simply heal us to death. And will not be able to break through them. Now you say, Boris, you could take a scout and shoot 2 times each turn. Yes. Then I run out of stamina, because shooting 2 times will cost you a lot of stamina unless you're a level 30 hero, and even then, shooting 2 times is costing you a lot of stamina. So, as you can see, I can move over the entire battlefield. Well, nearly the entire battle. I could go here and smash the guy in the face if I want to. But actually, I shoot. And now you say, Boris, your turn is over. No, it's not, because casting is a move equivalent action. Kabuya. And now you start getting it. You absolutely start getting it, aren't you? Yeah, I can do that. I can move around and kill guys at my leisure, and there is nothing these guys can do. For example, if you're up against a high tier scout, he can shoot you 2 times. We do magic weapons. And then he will shoot 2 times, or you will shoot him 2 times. And then no matter what you do, you cannot take him out in 1 turn. Then he will shoot another time at you. Not with this character. This character can fire 3 times in a row, or 5 times, or even 9 times in a row without the enemy being able to do anything. Now you ask, Boris, what else can you do? Just watch this. I can get behind this guy and get +2 bonus damage. And then I can simply walk here to make sure that he's not getting to me. Isn't that outstanding? The other guys are using up all their parts, all their stamina to get through me, and actually there is nothing they can do. I can shoot that guy, and then I simply can go here and make sure that that guy will follow me, and there is no one who can heal him, because this guy is occupied with healing himself. He just died. I'm absolutely outstanding maneuverable. See? Well, this is a bug. That guy is no longer alive. I have no idea why that bug even exists. But you get my point. I can move around like crazy on the entire battlefield. And I'm healing because I'm a warrior part. See that? Yes, the guy can force move to get me, but that will cost his stamina. There is no way these guys are gonna catch me because I'm far too mobile. See that? And no arrows left. Okay. They're splitting up. That's dumb, because now I can really strike you badly. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is mobility for you. Mobility is outstanding. I can strike this guy in the back. And then move out of harm's way. I could even go here to not be hit anymore. See that? Oh, that was stupid. Okay, I should have moved somewhere else. But you get the point. You absolutely get the point, don't you? There is no way these guys can win, because I'm far too mobile. I can get behind you, stab you in the back, and get bonus damage +2. And that against any enemy I wish to. So that guy is dead, so we do quick combat, no limits, done. Now look at this. This is this. Normally you would get half, you would get 430 and 40 golds, and I'm getting a lot more. And normally this, for example, can only be used by a warrior. Now, Kachinga. See that? And the repairs, well, I think that is mainly because of that. If you look here, what the repairs cost us of the battle. Oh, wait, we have to put that down, otherwise he would repair it anyway. So that's the price of the repairs. Just think of what a warrior would have paid. You get it? A fortune. A fortune. Look at this guy. That is what I wanted to tell you. That is the outstanding mercenary. A real killer, the most effective person you can have on the battlefield. He can kill any kind of target in one round, because while an archer can fire 2 times by using his special ability, because archers are the damage dealers of this game, by shooting 2 times, this guy can shoot 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times in one turn. And he will not have a stamina problem. And the enemy, whoever he is, maybe even dragons with the right bow and arrows, are dead. And he does not need a lot to work on. A warrior needs a lot of gear to really work on, and the cost of the repairs will kill you. A scout will not cost you a lot of money. Normally you only repair the arrows and maybe the bow. The rest of the equipment is untouched with this movement. And if not, if the battle goes that fierce, he's winning and he is still making a buck because of his loot ability and the ability to find 100% more gold and gems. So, that is the mercenary for you. The best there is out there. Thank you for watching. Bye.